Okay. Am I live now? I should be. Oh, oh, oh my word. Hold on. Am I live? I think I am. Yes, I am. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Whew. Some technical difficulties. Hello, everyone, to this itty bitty stream of mine. Uh, me talking about the weather, upcoming weather, ongoing weather. There's a tornado risk today. Places like Aberdeen. So convenient that, we have a weather radar right in Aberdeen. Probably gonna need it later. Let's see here. So yeah. I think I'm getting some other stuff kind of set up here. I'm gonna look at some models. We're gonna look at some awesome stuff. See here. I'm gonna see some cool models. Second. Still getting some stuff set up. Okie dokie. Alright. Yeah, welcome to today's stream. You're curious what I'm using? I'm using Weatherfront. It's a relatively new thing. I love it. It's awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. If we take a look at the SPC outlooks for today, here's a tornado risk for today. Again, which is why I said it's so convenient that we have Aberdeen radar literally right in the middle of that tornado risk. Not, not exactly sure how this setup today is gonna go. That's why we're gonna look at the models and stuff. We're also gonna talk about hurricane season. Hurricane season is pretty much starting right about now. Let's see if I can. All right, yeah, sounds pretty good. So yeah, we have a 5% Sig 1 risk for tornadoes, which means it's a low chance. There's a low chance for maybe a strong tornado. 15% wind risk, and a 15% Sig 1 hail risk. So probably gonna have a good bit of large hail in that area. This outlook kind of looks like a tooth, a really long tooth, really weird. I don't know. Tomorrow we have another slight risk with a 2% tornado risk, a 15% risk for wind, and a 15% Sig 1 risk for hail. A lot of these Dakota setups really like hail. They really like hail. Then the next day, we have another slight risk near for places like Rochester, Sioux City, Omaha. With just a Sig 1 with a Sig 1 probability for places like Grand Island, the funny nocturnal tornado town. Lincoln, Omaha, Sioux City, Concordia. So in terms of the SPC, that's what we've got going on as of now. Yeah, going back to places like near Aberdeen, got some ongoing convection here near Green Grass. How do you pronounce that? Eagle Butte or Eagle Butt? I don't know. And some convection going on near Agar. It's like a nice little hailer there, or just stupidly heavy rain. But there should be like a flash flood. No, that's hail. Definitely. I don't know why are there National Weather Service alerts. Yeah, there's not even like it's not even like special weather statement. I feel like that would be special weather statement. Looks like it's dropping some relatively large hail. Let's see here. We got not a whole bunch of stuff in terms of rotation. Oh, hold on. Hold on there. Got maybe a tiny bit of rotation there, possibly. Could be a radar artifact, but let's go up and tilt a little bit. Oh. Yeah, doesn't really seem to be much in terms of rotation. Probably just like a pop-up strong thunderstorm here. Look at the storm near Agar. Also nothing in terms of rotation. You see some rotation here on this with storm relative velocity. Yeah, maybe a little bit of rotation there. Maybe a little mesocyclone. Gotta love it. Gotta love these tiny mini supercells. Yeah, in terms of the Agar storm, doesn't seem like we have much, really anything. The severe weather threat is not even. It's like it's gonna kick off like later tonight. So yeah. Oh, 2 watching now. Awesome. That's awesome sauce. So yeah, we also got some rain and stuff for places like Bismarck and McLaughlin. I mean, a couple little isolated thunder. Isolated thunder. Rain nerd. Rain nerd. Interesting. So that's what we've got right now in terms of radar. Let's take a look at that flash flood warning in Texas. Why don't we? It's a big flash flood warning. Because of some convection going on here. A little strong thunderstorm here. It's a lot of lightning. It's a good bit of lightning. Let's see here. Nothing in terms of rotation. So, not a supercell. I mean, obviously it's not a supercell. But, yeah, just gotta check. Probably gonna be looking at that, green grass storm. Because yeah, yeah, so it's a mini supercell. It's a mini supercell. Oh, spamming 100 emojis. 100, 100, 100. Thank you. 100. Let's see here, yeah. So near green grass, we've got a little mini supercell. Crazy supercell. So we're gonna have to watch that, maybe. See what that does. It really seems to be like mid-level. I think that's like mid-level because of how far away the radar is. Got a lot of like radar holes out here. It's kind of unacceptable. There's like almost no radar coverage right here. If I were to like, yeah, like, look at this. There's no radar coverage like right here. Just nothing. No radar coverage right here. I think it's stupid. I think they need to put in like a radar like in Buffalo. I think that'd be really really nice, very useful. Yeah, look at that. Little mini supercell. That's pretty awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. Keep up the work. Thanks. Thank you. So yeah, that's what we've got going on as of now. A little mini supercell near green grass. I bet if you're in Eagle Butte, I bet you'd get a nice view. You get a really nice view of this storm. Bet it'd be pretty. Real pretty. Let's switch over to looking at models. Specifically, I guess. Let's take a look at the GFS. Does this look good? Yeah, it looks good. Okay. So if we take a look at the GFS here, you don't really see much going on. Let's do continental, national, Mexico. Okay, so as of now, actually, hold on. Let's see here, National Hurricane Center. So yeah, here's a national hurricane. Oh, it's a tropical storm. Oh, they upgraded it to a tropical storm. That's crazy. Okay, so we have our first tropical storm of the season. Tropical Storm Amanda. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking cool. I think if we go to Mexico and then we go to continental, I think we'd be able to see it. Yeah. There's Tropical Storm Amanda. GFS says it's going to go a little to the northwest, sit there for a little bit, and then just kind of die out progressively. Sit there for a while. Gosh dang. One thing I'm a little concerned about is well, GFS says on about the 8th, or yeah, about the 8th, it looks like a new system is going to form and intensify pretty fast. So let's take a look at the Mexico sector. I keep clicking the wrong buttons. Yeah, you can see that little system right there. Those are really tight contours. Those are some really tight like wind contours. Um, I think 971 is in the like 971 millibars is in about the category 1 range. So looks like we could have a little category 1 hurricane possibly here in like what 7 days, like in like a week. Um, and it looks to possibly make a landfall, but the GFS the GFS has been pretty indecisive about it. Whether it's actually going to make landfall or not. But if it does make landfall, honestly, I wouldn't rule out maybe a tornado or two in like this area of Mexico, because tornadoes they can sometimes happen. They can sometimes happen from uh hurricanes after they make landfall. So see something like right here maybe. So possibly get some tornadoes in this area here if it makes landfall there. Um, we can get enough instability and stuff. They just get all the right ingredients, and then I think after that, I think it's just gonna be able to do it on its own. I mean, it should be pretty hot down there if I remember correctly. I believe let's do most unstable cape just to. It doesn't sound like we're gonna have a ton of cape down there. But you don't really need a ton of cape to get tornadoes from hurricanes. Um, surface-based cape. We do need surface-based cape for the tornadoes and stuff. So maybe like right up here. Hold on, let's take a look at the yeah, looks like we might get like maybe like a couple little like water spout tornado-y action, possibly right here. In Mexico. Definitely wouldn't rule that out. Make some like little offshore water spouts. That'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it? Pretty freaking awesome. Love water spouts. They're like the best. And then there's another chance actually of a little disturbance here. So this is the one we just talked about, and I think this is like a continue. I think this is like a continuation of this one because I believe this one is. I think it's forecast to like kind of die out a little bit and then form into a new one, possibly. 2-day forecast. Yeah, you can see Amanda there on satellite. Look at that. That's pretty sick, dude. I think if we look at tropical tidbits. Oh yeah, there's also this I want to talk about. So the Euro model, the ECMWF or the European model, that's just what all the weather nerds call it for short. It shows possibly a hurricane really far out. You can't super trust things like this far out with this kind of model, but on two model runs that has shown some kind of weird like tropical cyclone thing kind of coming up here, which is the crazy thing about it though. If we were to zoom out, it's actually a low. It's I think there's a run where it's a low pressure system that crosses Mexico. It crosses at like the thinnest part of Mexico and then like moves into the Gulf and then becomes like a big thing. But it showed it on two runs, and so I'm not really. I'm gonna. I'd say there's a relatively low chance of this happening, but I'm keeping my eye on it since it's happened for two runs. Both like same area, not the same strength. The other run, the first one was like made it like a mile weaker. But I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. Um, so yeah, we're definitely gonna see how this turns out. We were to regions. Let's see here. Western Atlantic? Yeah, here we go. I think this is the run. I think. Right? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. See? So there's the other tropical system where I said could have some tornadoes possibly right here. Possibly. 4 watching? Dude, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. That's awesome. You can see it's like a little low pressure that like crosses the thing or whatever. And then it hits the Gulf and then becomes this big old hurricane. But I'm kind of doubting it because of the I think the Gulf temperatures are below averages here. I think. I think they're below average this year. I'd have to look, but I can't remember where I'd need where to see the ocean temperatures. Let's take a look at the tornado potential for today. I think if you go to the wrap here, go to the wrap, continental US, regional. There we go. Go to the last run. Let's see here. So we're gonna go to the dew points. The dew points, is that okay? Dew point and wind bars. I like this one, but we're just gonna do this one. Simpler. Um so here you can see we've got some pretty good dew points up there. Temperature. Yeah, we've got it's pretty moist up there. It's probably a little humid too. Look at this. Like 7 p.m. You have like 70, 71, 72 dew points in South Dakota. I think it's all corn sweat. I genuinely think I think it's corn sweat. Uh if you don't know, corn sweat, it's basically when you get a lot of moisture in this kind of area of the US. And it's not from moisture return, it's from the corn or like plants and stuff because the water kind of evaporates out of it and you get higher moisture and humidity, and that actually caused an F5. That was actually the main moisture source for an F5 that hit Fargo, and I think like 1950 something. Fargo, North Dakota. And the main moisture source I believe was corn sweat, which is super cool. Super crazy stuff. So there's our dew points. Pretty good. Especially with and there's like not too far of like a space between the temperature. There's not like really high temperature dew point spreads, which is really good. That's what you want. So here with 500 millibars, you get about 50 knots wind here. Let's take a look at sounding. Interesting. That is very interesting. I think that's like that's contaminated. Never mind. You can see there like little trough low thing right over there. Let's take a look. What the heck was that? For watching again. Awesome. I let our mixed layer cape at about 4 p.m. It's about 3 hours from now. Pretty good. 2,900. That's pretty good. That's yes, that's what you like to see. Let's go back to weather front. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Little severe warning for the green grass cell. That's awesome. It's about time. It needed it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I can see that it definitely needed that severe thunderstorm warning. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is like large hail. Gosh, 5 watching? Dude, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome. Oh, oh well. Yeah, that's a really deep hail signature. Like that's let's see here. That's 73 dBz. That's really high. That is like almost, if we're to go up by 2 more, it'd go into like the teal area on the color table, which is just absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Looks like the rotation kind of died down a little bit. I wonder what that's all about. Very interesting. Anyway, back to the wrap. Yeah, just kind of very kinematically, I guess it looks okay. It looks okay. If we were to here, what? All right. Outlooks. There's a tornado outlook for today. So we take one near Aberdeen, for example. It's right around here. It's all right. The photograph, it's not that great. We do have some pretty good lapse rates though. That'll help with like nuclear updrafts. Very low LCLs. That's good for wedges. Good for wedges. You when you get really low LCLs, you tend to get higher likelihoods for wedges. But yeah, if we look at like mid-level relapse rates, 7.6 mid-level relapse rates. That is really good. That's like for like nuclear like almost nuclear updrafts. That's crazy, dude. Absolute insanity. So a significant tornado parameter a little bit into the afternoon. See, we get a little bit. We get a little bit of STP. Take a look, like right here, like right here. Right on. Yeah, why not? Full of sounding. Yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's a lot more cape. Really good lapse rates. Oh, big cap though. Big capping inversion. Hmm. I can see why they definitely went 5% hatched because I mean it also looks like this is a little bit contaminated. Never mind. But yeah, it looks like there's a bit of like a little bit of strong cap there. We'll take a look at the H triple R here in a minute. Uh, yeah, I can definitely see why they went with definitely see why they went with the um 5% hatched. You don't have the best photograph, but you do have some great cape, possibly a strong cap, some great lapse rates. I think it really just depends on if like I don't know. I think it all just really depends. If this photograph were better, I bet they go high. I bet they would go higher. And also, it also depends on storm mode. I think, I think it might like cluster up or something relatively fast. Here's the energy helicity index, which kind of combines like shear and cape. It's kind of like a more general STP. I really like energy helicity index. It's your best friend. Your lapse rates, yeah, like I was saying, like 7, about six lapse rates. It's pretty good. Over here, you get 9.8. I don't know what that's all about. Looks pretty good though, kinematically, but wind shear wise, I'm not really sure what to think. Let's see here if we do surface. Look at our dew points again. Yeah, really high dew points. Let's take a look at the HRR now. Um, let's take a look at the reflectivity to see kind of the storm mode, get an idea of the storm mode, you know? So here's about like that ongoing convection-ish. See here. Go a little bit 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. And see that this is why they went with the 5% hatched. Because it's gonna grow quite linear. Their likelihood is gonna grow quite linear. It looks like maybe like a little supercell possibility in Canada. Little Canada supercells. Or Canada tornadoes are like beautiful. I'd like to see a Canada tornado at some point. I think that'd be awesome. So yeah, there's a little supercell here. Just this is not like an exact like interpretation of what the environment's gonna like of what the setup is gonna play out like. But it does give you a pretty good idea of what it could be like. Let's take a look at the updraft helicity tracks just in general. Yeah, it looks like mostly just like weaker supercells. Weaker supercells. Maybe like a supercell in like southern South Dakota. Yeah, well, definitely seems like South Dakota is gonna be the like the day, like the place to go today. Definitely. Why is there SCP like all the way back there? Oh, there we go. I don't know why it was all fast forwarded and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at now in terms of tornadoes. We go and look at the NAM. Dude, the NAM 6 watching. What? That's awesome. Um, it kind of seems like the NAM is actually going to be replaced by the RRFS, which is like that's not cool, dude. Like that's not cool. Um, I love the NAM. We all love the NAM, yet they're gonna freaking replace it with the over convecting RRFS. Which I mean, I like I like the RRFS too. The RRFS is nice, but it does have problems. It does have a lot of problems. But it seems like they're gonna fix those issues in with the RFS, and then they're gonna and then once they do that, then they're gonna terminate the NAM and the HREF. I think they're being terminated on the 1st of August this year. 6 watching again, dude. Let's freaking go. Awesome. Um so that really sucks, honestly. That it really sucks. It I hate that we're gonna have to deal with the fact that like Nam is gone. Like that Nam is gonna be gone. Nam has Nam has done so good for everybody. They're just getting rid of it. It's really sad. 10 p.m. on tomorrow. Here, let's take a look at the 500 millibar trough. Hmm. Not super favorable. What the heck is that? What is that? Is that like a? That's like a crazy. Like, is that like a little shortwave? What is that? Or is that just like a surface low thing? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold up, guys. Wait a second. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. No, it's like a little surface. It's like a weird little surface low that kind of forms out of nowhere. That's really weird. That's pretty freaking strange. What the heck is that? It's like a weird 7 watching. Oh my gosh, man, let's go. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, it's like a little surface low. Yeah, that's like a weird little surface low thing feature. I haven't seen that before. I really have not. I have not seen that before. That is strange. Hold on, let me pull a sounding from like right next to it. PDS4. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not PDS4. Marginal severe. Wait, this is weird because there's like a low there, and there's also like a low here. 8 watching? What? What? Wow. Holy cow. Stream's going off the charts. Off the charts, guys. That is. What? That is really weird. Check back up on that storm. Uh. Oh, what's that? It's like a little rotation-y thingy? Nah. It's like clear air. See here. That's dropping 1-inch hail, apparently. So, White Horse, better get inside. Unless you want to be hit by hail. You want to, like, go get hit by, like, maybe possibly baseballs. So, if you're gonna be outside, 1, put on a helmet, and 2, grab a baseball bat and get swinging. They just updated it. Or, yeah, 60 miles an hour, 1-inch hail. I have a hard time believing that that's just 1-inch hail. Cause it's very I don't know, very high values for just 1 inch. Yeah, look at that. The Agar storm just completely died out. Let's check up on that flash floods warning. Yeah, those storms also died out too. So yeah, possibly like down here. It sucks. It's like there's like I don't think there's like no radar down here. You're gonna have to like rely purely on satellite. But yeah, possibly some tornadoes like down here. Um, possibly like these mountains over here could like help with the lift. If that little tropical system forms, and then the tornado hurricane magic. Pretty interesting setup we have here today. Let's go back and look at the Amanda. Tropical Storm 1. No, it's not Tropical Storm 1. I thought it was Amanda. Okay, so I guess that's just what it is now. That's so crazy. Imagine I refresh it, like, boom, hey, guess what? It's actually a hurricane. Yeah, 50% chance in the next 7 days, 30% chance in the next 7 days here. So here, movement northeast at 8 miles an hour, and with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour. How do they do that? Like how do they know this? It's not like they have like radar out in the middle of the ocean. Unless they have like a boat or something. Or maybe they had a recon. Aircraft recon. Yes, dude. Oh my gosh. They had recon go through Amanda, I think. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I think this was through Amanda, right? Yes. Or is that through a different full mission in storm? Yeah, let's go, dude. I think they flew through Amanda. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, looks like a recon. It's already getting busy. That's pretty awesome. Recon getting busy. Satellite imagery. Let's take a look at the Amanda here. Very slow moving storm. Doesn't have a lot of spinning power. I'll be kind of surprised if it even becomes a hurricane, because it doesn't really show really any favorable way for it to become a hurricane. So yeah, if we look here, the GFS doesn't really show much of a tropical cyclone. Like what the Euro was showing. If we go to GFS, GFS. Oh gosh, goodness. Oh, all right. I just remembered. I don't. That model doesn't do too well. So here, preset. Okay. So what hour is this for? Okay, it's for hour about 2:40. So let's go to European. Oh, zero last run, the 0-0 run, about 2:40. Interesting, very interesting. The long range stuff is very very tricky, very tricky. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be keeping my eye on it. But definitely gonna be keeping my eye on it. Let's take a look at the Euro with like current storms. Western Atlantic. Yeah, you can see here that other forecasted tropical storm, possibly. A little bit of a tornado action, possibly up here. I think this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting to track on satellite. I don't typically track Pacific weather, but I mean, I guess I am now. I guess I am now. Pretty awesome. So that's what we've got for us. Go to GFS. That feels like quite a potent storm. Yeah, look at this, like right here. So, all right. So here's a little trick. If you want to look for where, if you want to look for where like tornadoes like supercells from hurricanes are going to be the most likely, what you want to do, you want to take the storm motion, and then relative to that storm motion, like the direction it's going, it's usually the northeast quadrant of that. Actually, let me set up a little demonstration for you guys. Let me set up a little demonstration for you here. 1 second. Stand by. Okay, yeah, let me just have a little demonstration. I don't know, it's being all weird. I don't know what that's all about. If I like go to here and then what in the heck? 1 second. Please stand by. Will this work? That is so weird. I don't know why. It's just being all weird. Hold on, let me try something else. Oh, all right, BRB. 1 second. So if we're gonna go here. Let's see. Okay. Sorry about that. So here's Photo P. I got Photo P, poor man's Photoshop, pulled up here. So let's say, let's draw out this example. Okay, let's draw it out. So let's draw it out. Okay. So let's say we have like the Mexico coast right here. You see here. We got Mexico here. Let me just. Look at my writing. It's the best. It's the best writing. Mexico. Mexico. So you see here we got Mexico, right? And this is kind of pertaining to our situation. So here we have the hurricane right here. So let's just do a little. Well, that's our hurricane. You see, that's our hurricane, and the storm motion is this way. Great, great drawing skills. I know they're the best. Let's see here. So that's our storm motion, right? Let's see here. Let's draw some little training showers and thunderstorms into the storm here. Okay, nice. So let's draw a little grid thing around our hurricane. And then let's draw a little plus box right through that. I know it's really hard to see here. Let me draw that in a different color, actually. Red. Let's do red, okay? Here's the deal here. We're going to do red for our box. And, yeah, for our little grid. See here? Nice. Oh, no, I just traced the coastline. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So there's our grid. You see here? You see there's our grid. This quadrant right here is gonna be where you want to look for tornadoes. That's where you want to look for tornadoes, in that little quadrant. I'm unmuted, right? Yes, I'm unmuted. Okay. Nice. So yeah, that's where you want to look for tornadoes with a hurricane. And it's the same way. So if we just kind of undo all that crap. Oh, I accidentally undid the O in Mexico. Let's fix that. Nice. Okay, so now let's say we have a hurricane going this way, like going toward, like directly toward the Mexico coast. It's not gonna like skirt by the coast. It's going like straight for landfall. Let's draw our little hurricane here. Ah, ah, swirly wind. Woo, crazy. Super crazy. Okay, so there's our hurricane. And then here's our storm motion. There's our storm motion, you see? You see here? We're gonna draw our little grid again. Draw our little grid. Gonna draw it. I know, it looks like a big tornado warning. Can you imagine a tornado warning like the size of a country? So here's our grid. And so you see, this here is where you're gonna want to look for tornadoes. It's really simple. So yeah, that's where you'd want to look for tornadoes. And since we're gonna have the storm motion going up this way, then we're really gonna want to watch like right on that coastline for pop-up supercell tornadoes if the ingredients are necessary there for that kind of thing. And actually, something really cool. Y'all want to know something really cool about where the wind shear comes from? Here's where the wind shear comes from. So hurricanes are the best in low wind shear because so the definition of wind shear is the change of wind speed and direction with height in the atmosphere. And wind shear can actually blow, it can kind of blow a hurricane apart. So you really want like little to no shear at all for optimal hurricane development. But now you're thinking, well, tornadoes need wind shear, right? They need the wind shear for the tornado genesis. So what happens is you have a hurricane here. Let's draw our little hurricane. You have a little hurricane there. And so it's skirting by the coast. We're gonna do storm motion here. And so let's say like we have a little supercell. Let's do a little supercell right there, a little supercell action. I know, it looks great. Since our supercells will be moving this way, because our supercells moving that way. And and where the shear comes from is actually friction from the ground. The ground actually slows down. It actually slows down the air. So let's say you have winds. If you get rid of that arrow, you have winds at this. It's going. The winds are going pretty good, I guess. Like right here, but then once you get to land, you get these lower levels that are moving a lot slower. See? So you get this kind of thing. Let me draw a little supercell diagram here. So you get this kind of thing, where the wind at the lower levels is a lot slower, but the winds up higher are a lot faster. What you get is this updraft tilting. Let's draw a little updraft here, and then since the direction is probably going to be a lot different, so let's say probably like out of the south here too. Sorry, let me just get rid of that little scribble. Then you're gonna get wind shear. You're gonna get some enhanced low-level wind shear just because of the friction induced by the ground, just because of the friction caused by the ground. So then you can actually have successful tornado genesis, and with adequate, and with like true adequate, um, uh, with a true adequate parameter space, you can get big tornado outbreaks like Hurricane Milton, which is actually one of the biggest hurricane outbreaks or hurricane tornado outbreaks in the longest of time. I think Ivan was the largest one with like 120 tornadoes when Milton had like 40. It was just overall crazy day. I remember watching the live broadcast of the tornadoes from Milton. Just insanity, absolute insanity, dude. I remember seeing like right when I got on max velocity stream, it was like boom, big tall rope cone tornadoes. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful tornado. So yeah, that's basically how supercells and tornadoes work. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, that's how supercells and tornadoes work. Um, uh, with hurricanes. It's really interesting. It's one of my favorite kinds of setups. Are my favorite one of my favorite kinds of setups are one of my favorite kinds of setups are um hurricane tornado events. So it my top three favorites are like classic plains events and then cold core setups like Illinois, Missouri cold core setups. Dude, absolute tornado spam with those setups. And then hurricane and tropical tornado events because they're just super interesting on how they work. It's really cool. I love watching the tornadoes from these hurricanes. So what we could possibly see here is tornadoes right along the coast here. In this kind of quadrant of the storm. It's very interesting stuff here. Let's see here. So if we go just an example, if we're to use the European model, the fantasy the fantasy storm here. Since the storm motion is this way, you can see here, storm motion is this way. We could have tornadoes in this quadrant. So just like a friggin' line of just like fair weather or tornadic water spouts, just boom. Spinning air everywhere. Air is always spinning. Remember that. No matter how big the spin is or no matter how small the spin is, air is always spinning. Always. Um very cool events. I love these kinds of setups. Even though they're really dangerous. But they're very interesting. I find these setups very, very interesting. Wow, my viewership went from like 6 average to like 2 or 3 average just because my yapping. That's insane. Talking is my specialty. Hey, here we go. Check it back up on that supercell here we were looking at. Ooh, hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, we got some rotation back again. We got some rotation, just a little bit of rotation back again. It's a nice supercell. It's a nice looking supercell. It's dropping large hail. Like really, that's pretty large hail. That is pretty large hail. That's insane how quickly my viewership dropped. I absolutely slabbed my the viewership count. That's insane, dude. So yeah, crazy tornado, crazy. Um, what is this, dude? What? Just fill in the gap. Oh, it must be a different like county warning area or something. I don't. It's weird when they do this. It's really weird when they do this kind of thing. I don't understand why. Just fill in that tiny gap. So dumb. Oh, there's a hail spike. There's a scatter spike. That's awesome. That's honestly that's actually kind of crazy. Got like a little bit of rotation, just a little bit of rotation. Oh, look at more mid-level rotation for everybody. You get mid-level rotation. You get mid-level rotation. You get mid-level rotation. Everyone gets mid-level rotation. You hear me? Everyone. Everyone gets mid-level rotation. Yeah, 1.25 inch hail. Is that like ping pong? $half. $half. What's $half? I hear it a lot, but what is a $half? What's this? It's like a little line. Like a little line here. Probably like ground clutter, but it looks too suspicious. Ah, never mind. It's nothing. I thought it was like a little like stationary boundary or something. Are stationary boundaries like ever even like actually stationary? Because it seems like they're always moving. Yeah, that's the Hurricane Center. Amanda. I did not expect this today, honestly. Wind speed probabilities. Ooh, could have about 80 tropical storm force, 80% chance of tropical storm force winds in this area. Yeah, it's kind of just supposed to hover there. Wind history. Yeah. So there's the tropical force winds. Um like this season for the Pacific is supposed to go crazy. I hope you don't get like a oh, I hope Hawaii doesn't get hit because Hawaii's it's Hawaii. You don't want Hawaii to get hit. You don't want anything to get hit, honestly. Like oh, okay. What's going on? What's going on here? Okay. It doesn't. It really doesn't seem. It really just. It doesn't seem like it's gonna get to. Um. It doesn't seem like it's gonna get to. Hurricane status. I'd be surprised if it did. Based off all these forecasts and stuff. Oh, my back. My back. Okay. So yeah. Well. So yeah, we could have some absolute tornado slabbery. I'm kidding. Well, not slabbery. I mean, I don't think violent tornadoes are on the table in Mexico. I looked it up like yesterday, and Mexico has a yearly average of 40 to 50 tornadoes a year. It'd be pretty useful if there's like public weather radar. Mexico, pretty nifty. That's like really those really tight contours. Zoom in. No, that didn't do anything. Okay. Never mind. That's good. Good enough. Really crazy. Hold on. We go back to what? What? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I was looking at what? What? What happened? It like made itself a tab. That is so weird. Hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. 1 second. That is so strange. Why did it do that? What? I am so confused right now. It's okay. I fixed it. I fixed it. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I haven't done streaming in a long time. Last time I did a stream was like at some point last year. Mid last year, maybe? Like late last year. I remember I was talking about some California tornado threat. I'll have to go back and watch that stream. See what I did and how I did. Look at Super Suck on pause it when that hurricane just comes right on by. Oh yes, look at that. Look at that. Whoa, Super Suck on pause it. Yeah. Yeah, look at that little 500 millibar, 500 millibar. Gotta get yourself some 500 millibar troughing. Trough. Yeah, look at that. So we'd probably see supercells and tornadoes right around here in this area. I don't doubt it. I don't think tornadoes are completely off the table. Like water spouts. Like fair weather water spouts at least, I would say. But yeah, it'd probably get to like category 1. most likely. That's probably like the most reasonable maximum strength, I'd say. Definitely. I haven't said anything in chat for a long time. What happened to that poll? Did the poll just end? 1 second. Did the poll just end? That is strange. Huh. That is really weird. I didn't end it. Or maybe they just end automatically. Yeah. Possibly like a little this is what has my interest the most. This right here, this storm system. Definitely. It's been on quite a few runs too. Yeah. This one shows like a direct landfall. Maybe that would get you some tornado action. Here we go back to another run. 0Z. See? Like it shows it a lot on these runs. Back to 18 the 18Z run. See that's there. 12Z. Oh, a little different on the timing, but you can see that it's pretty consistent on the placement and time. Yeah, like see this latest run shows it going back out to sea, which is what that's what I hope happens. But I feel like I have more confidence that there's a possibility that I feel like there's a higher probability that it makes landfall or gets really close to making landfall than like just like completely dodging the coast and going back out to sea. I mean, look at Hurricane Humberto last year. Like all the hurricanes last year, except for like Melissa, were like, oh, like pop up and then like in 2 days, instantly gain wind speeds of like EF4 status, and then just travel the Atlantic, go on a little vacation to like Norway, and then they just died out there. Very very strange setup indeed. Last year with the season. But then it ended with just an absolute bang with Hurricane Melissa. I remember watching the landfall happen live. That was scary, dude, because it was like with every single recon flight, it was like now it's down to 900 millibars. It's like, oh crap, that's like very strong. That's category 5, well past category 5. And the next one, it was like, oh, it's like now it's 890 millibars. We're like, well, this is even worse. And then it goes down to I think it goes down to like 885 millibars, which is that's stupidly low. I'll tell you that. That's just stupidly low. And then I think there were like maximum sustained wind speeds of like 185 miles an hour, which is enough to slab almost anything. And I think like 200-mile-an-hour gusts recorded by Recon. Speaking of which, Recon doesn't get enough recognition. It really doesn't. Recon does not get enough recognition. Their job is to literally fly into like giga storms with like 130-mile-an-hour winds to collect data. They don't get enough recognition for that, honestly. Like they only get recognition when it's like, oh wow, there's this cool footage inside the eye of this hurricane or whatever. But like they don't get recognition beyond that, in my opinion. Or they don't get a ton of recognition beyond that. Holy cow. Take a sounding. Let's take a sounding. Oh my goodness. 5 quadrillion cape. Crazy. Let's take like the one like right here. Oh, the photograph is literally out the. Oh, that's the very contaminated. Very contaminated. Um. Area. check back up on these storms here. Yeah, look at that. See, 1.75 inch. I think that's like ping pong, right? Golf ball size hail. By the way, that would fall really fast. That would have a possibility of knocking you out if that hit you in your noggin. Little bit more mid-level rotation here. Ooh. Ooh, hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Enhanced echo tops. Let's take a look at echo tops. What's here's the saying? 45,000 feet. That's decent. That's decent. Vertically integrated liquid. So you remember how I said that it's like that's almost maxed out. So remember how I said that with these last rates, updrafts would be nuclear? Yeah, I think that's or not they not that they would be, that they could be. I think this proves my point. This means like there's like 79.9 kilograms of water for every square meter in this going up. Going up in this going up the storm. That is a lot. Storm total accumulation. Not even an inch. Not even an inch. Correlation coefficient. Oh my gosh, tornado on the ground. Crazy. Just kidding. There's no tornado on the ground. There'd probably be like a quadrillion chasers on it if there was one. To be real. Reflectivity. Yeah, it's a big storm. Not a big. What? It's a nice storm. Oh, here we go. Look at that. We got something in. Holy lightning. Did anyone call for electricity? Ooh, hold on. Hold up. Little bean shape. Little bean shape. Maybe a little bit of rotation there. Maybe not. Not really. Oh, hold on. Very like scattered rotation. What it looks like with this storm, or it's just clear air crap. What's this? Looks interesting. Obviously, it didn't have like rotation or anything, but it looks things. So you've got some convection now going on across places like Kansas. Do we have like observations? Ooh, okay, it's pretty neat. Is there not like oh, here we go, composite radar, I think. US? What? What? Oh. Here we go, composite radar. I know composite radar sucks. Y'all are probably gonna be like raging in the comments, if any comments at all, and be like, sucks. It absolutely sucks. You shouldn't be using the radar. You should be using the radar. The composite radar sucks. And hey, I agree with you, but it's very useful when you want to look at like all the storms at once. You know, just switching between radars constantly. There's a little 1 inch hail report near green grass we were just talking about earlier. Talking about like about an hour ago. Like what? Let's see here. Storm's moving at about 30 miles an hour. See if we're right. Let's see if we're right. Let's take a look at the see here. Moving east at 35 miles an hour. Look at that. Look at that. We got it. We almost got it right. We were close. Pretty close. So yeah. Composite reflectivity. There we go. That's what we've got going on now. We've got convection going on in Canada too. We've got convection really everywhere. Or look at all this near Houston. Hey Houston, Texas, did you call for rain? Did you call for rain? I think you did. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Corpus Christi. Oh, it's raining near the yeah, it's raining near the SpaceX. Raining near the SpaceX launch stuff. Actually, if we take a look at the we like click on the radar or something right here. We should be able to take a good look at the launch pad if we can find it. It's not it. It was like Starbase. So I guess here's where they build the rockets. And then here's the launch pad, I think. No. That's not the launch. Wait. Is that it? No. Wait, yes it is. Look, there's a launch pad right here. That's where they like launch the rockets and stuff, I think. Really cool. I like space. Space is really neat. I don't even talk about water anymore. But see here. Yeah, that's what we've got going on now. Check back up on that storm before I sign off. What's my relative velocity? No more rotation. So sad. No more rotation for anybody. You don't. Nobody gets any more mid-level rotation, okay, except for people looking at the 1.8 degree tilt. You get mid-level rotation. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. It was a fun stream, and I hope you have a good day. See ya.